How's it going everyone? Chris here, back with my next Battlefield 3 weapon guide. This time around we're going to take a look at the assault kit once again to take a look at the AEK-971. The AEK-971 is one of many Russian assault rifles from the AEK series, including the AEK-971, 972 and 973. Being an assault rifle, we find it in the assault kit and it's unlocked in game after acquiring an assault score of over 60,000. So first up, let's take a look at some general features and stats of the AEK-971 in Battlefield 3. So first up, the power, just like all the assault rifles in Battlefield 3, is pretty high, needing between 4 and 6 shots to kill. The best feature by far for the AEK-971 is that recoil. The recoil pattern overall is very low, so it's definitely a weapon you can just hold down that trigger and spray full auto at your bad guys anywhere in short to medium ranges. Capacity of the weapon is the usual 30 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. That's the same for all of the assault rifles, with the exception of the G3A3. And finally, to finish off the stats, the rate of fire is not the highest at 750 rounds per minute. We've got some weapons in the assault category, which have got 800, 850 rounds per minute, and even 900 from the recently included FAMAS from the Back to Karkand update. But 750 rounds per minute, it'll still allow you to win your gunfights, and it's probably what helps keep that recoil so low. So the AEK-971, another one of those popular weapons you see in game. It's definitely used quite often by various players, and once again it's probably that low recoil that attracts players to this weapon. It's always nice just being able to hold down that trigger and spray bullets towards the bad guys rather than having to burst fire and kind of switch between those fire modes. Talking about fire modes, the AEK-971 has the 3 fire modes: semi-automatic, 3-round burst and full auto. For taking out super long range targets, it's definitely worth switching to semi-automatic. 3-round burst mode can come in handy if you're struggling to tame that recoil, especially in the early days before you unlock the foregrip. But for the majority of the time, I found myself just running around with it in full auto mode and just burst firing on the trigger when necessary. This weapon is probably my top 5 list of go-to weapons, especially in the assault category. I think my primary weapon in the assault kit is the M416, but the AEK-971 is definitely going to be my second or third choice. Maybe at least until I unlock some of the later unlocked weapons. So next up, let's take a look at my recommendations for a configuration of your AEK-971. Being a Russian weapon, it means we unlock all the Russian style optics first of all, starting with the 4x magnification of the PSO1 at 10 kills, followed by the Cobra Red Dot Sight at 50 kills. Thankfully, the iron sights of the AEK-971 are pretty usable, and I'd actually be quite happy not running an optical attachment at all. But seeing as the slot's there, it would be a shame to waste it. Obviously we're not losing out on anything by equipping an optic, so my preference goes with the simple Cobra Red Dot Sight, which you get after 50 kills. Similar to the Reflex Red Dot Sight, it just gives you a little window and a reticle to aim through, but unlike the Reflex Red Dot Sight, the Cobra optic has a German style reticle with the 3 lines. For the primary slot, you've either got the choice of 2 attachments, unless you want to run the undermounted grenade launcher. Out of the other 2 options, it's the foregrip or the bipod. You get the foregrip first of all after 30 kills, and I think this is the best choice to help tame that recoil even more. You can really feel the difference after unlocking this accessory. Finally, for the secondary attachment, the first you unlock is the heavy barrel at 20 kills. I expected this to be a really good choice, with the weapon having pretty low recoil anyway, but I found that the increased recoil that the heavy barrel adds really affected the weapon's performance, and I found myself just clearing it off after a game or 2. Otherwise, out of the relatively early unlocks, we've got the tactical light, the suppressor or the laser sight. So out of the 3, I'd probably go with the suppressor, just to help tame that recoil a little bit more by 10%, and to also give you that main advantage of eliminating muzzle flash and reducing the overall fire sound of the weapon. So that's it for my guide to the AEK-971 in Battlefield 3. If you enjoyed it, please consider dropping me a thumbs up on this episode to help share it with your friends. If this is the first of my Battlefield 3 guides you've seen, be sure to subscribe, stick around for all the upcoming weapon guide episodes. And don't forget, you can check out the link to the playlist down in the description if you've not checked out any of the previous episodes. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later.